What's up everyone, I'm Vivien, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna look at a few things that may be making your home look cheap. Now you may get a little offended by some of the things that I'm gonna say today, but just think of it this way. If you called me up and you were like,
"Hey Viv, can you help me decorate my place?"
If any of these things were going on in your home, I would feel it was my duty to tell you these things. And I'm also gonna tell you how to fix everything, even if you're on a really tight budget. Okay, so the first thing on the list are these cabinets. These are 80s cabinets. Now these cabinets, or any dated cabinets for that matter, really kind of cheapen and date the look of your home. Almost every single place I've lived in as an adult have had these cabinets, except for this place that I live in now. And they really are kind of underwhelming. If you're not in a place where you can replace your kitchen cabinets, I get it, it can get costly. The best way you can update these cabinets is really just to paint them and update the hardware. If you can do the paint job yourself, obviously it's a lot more cost effective than hiring someone. But if you're not too handy, or you've never kind of tackled this kind of project before, then you might want to hire someone to get a more professional finish. You just have to weigh your costs and see. If you're renting, I know painting is probably not an option for you, and I know it's tough living with ugly cabinets, trust me, but you can always go the swapping the hardware route in a rental. That does help quite a bit. Personally, I would not go the contact paper route to cover your cabinets, but we'll talk about contact paper later. Decor of any kind with words on it. So some of you may really disagree with this, but to me, any item with cursive writing on it, or family surnames, or like written instructions on what to do in a given area of the home, like eat or brush your teeth and floss your hair, whatever. I just feel like things like that don't belong in a home that is striving to be well decorated and classy. They all just look a little either too juvenile, too cottagey, or too farmhousey. And they're just all bad. I mean, all of them. The worst offenders to me are things that say gather, home sweet home, live, laugh, love, you know the ones, and namaste in bed. So please, if you have any writing on any of the things in your home, consider removing those, and you might find that your space instantly looks a lot better. 3-piece shag rug bathroom sets. Harsh lighting is one way to really cheapen the look of your home, especially if it's harsh blue tinged neon lighting. Anything above like 4,000 Kelvin or so is just too cold for the home. You can put it in your garage, but that's about it. The main reason why cold lighting is bad is because psychologically it reminds us of being in places that kind of suck, like the doctor's office or the dentist or a sketchy car rental office in Baltimore, or like the back area of customs. It also just makes everyone look worse, like it's not flattering. But seriously, like if you have this kind of lighting, get rid of it. I am the voice of all your past guests telling you that you're making them uncomfortable. It's not a good look in your home. My recommendation is to switch your lights out for smart bulbs. They're not expensive anymore. They used to be, but now there's a bunch of like cheaper brands coming out that you can totally go with. If you don't want to go with smart bulbs, at least when you're buying bulbs, make sure that you're getting soft white or warm white. Definitely stay away from cool light and daylight bulbs, okay? Okay, while we're on the topic of lighting, now I want to talk about builder grade lights. So builder grade lights are, I'll put a few up on the screen here so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm sure you have one in your home, I do. We all do. And it's because they're cheap, right? They're cheap to install, they're cheap to put in, and they look cheap. So when a homeowner has all builder grade lights in their home, it kind of gives the message that the homeowner just couldn't really be bothered to like spend that extra little time improving their light fixtures in their home. Lighting totally can get expensive, but you don't have to break the bank to get like slightly better lighting than builder grade lighting. There are thousands upon thousands of better options than your standard boob light or your standard Home Depot like bathroom vanity light. You just have to spend a little time looking. I mean, it's gonna be more expensive than $15, of course, but the improvement that it makes in your space is gonna be immense. Okay, I have a few things to say about artwork. Now, I know that artwork is very subjective. I mean, anything in interior design and decor is subjective because people like different styles and stuff. But I feel like with artwork, there's like some rules that I would never break, no matter what style I'm decorating in, okay? The first artwork offender to me is multi-sized artwork series. So I'm not talking about gallery walls that have different sizes of prints and things and paintings hung up. No, that's different, that's fine. It's these particular series of artwork that are usually abstract, or there's like a continuing theme across the 5 paintings. I understand that sometimes people struggle with finding ways to fill up large portions of a wall. So these can seem like a good idea, but I would have to say no. I disagree. Unless you really genuinely love how these look, I would advise you to not buy anything that looks like this. They just usually don't look very good. First of all, they're usually prints, and even if they were original, they just look like somebody just randomly barfed some colors on them, and they kind of just look like they were bought cheaply off of eBay. I just honestly don't think that a piece like this is ever going to actually improve your space. It might fill up your space, but I don't think it actually improves or elevates or enhances your space. Instead, I'd suggest you actually just use one large piece or maybe 2 large pieces of the same size side by side. This does not have to be expensive. If you print at a place like Staples, then you get cheap frames. Second type of bad artwork, mass-produced prints of famous artwork. Very personal opinion here, but to me, it just doesn't make sense to hang famous masterpieces like the Mona Lisa, Van Gogh, Starry Night, or Monet in your living room. If you live in a castle and you're buying an original Monet, then go for it, man. Like, fill up that castle with your original Monets. But if you're like the rest of us and you want to hang art prints, then I would recommend expanding your artistic horizons a little bit to include lesser known pieces of art and artists. There are a lot of them, I promise. Hanging art prints is absolutely fine. I have this one behind me, for example, that's an Egon Schiele print. The reason I like it is because, first of all, I like him as an artist, and also it's not super well known. So I'm okay with that. I know it's not original. I mean, an Egon Schiele would cost millions of dollars. The problem with putting these really famous pieces of artwork in your home is, I mean, yeah, you might actually really love that piece, but it kind of feels like that's one of the only pieces of artwork that you're familiar with. When there are so many other pieces of art out there that aren't well known, it just kind of feels cheesy to be putting like the Mona Lisa in your living room. That's just my opinion. Third type of bad artwork is canvas wrapped photo prints. I can understand why people like these, I really can. They have a quick turnaround, you can get them large format, you save on framing, you can just hang them up as they are on the wall. Cool. But my problem with these is that they're like trying to be something they're not. Is it a canvas? Is it a painting? Is it a photo? What is it? It's neither. It's just a photo gallery wrapped on a canvas that is meant to be painted on. I don't like it. It looks bad. It screams same day print, and I would never recommend you do this because it just looks cheap. I'm all about printing personal photos, but do it the normal way. Just print it on like photographic paper, frame it in a cheap frame, go to the thrift store and find frames there. Like, there are ways you can do this on a budget. Please don't fall victim to the canvas photo print. Thank you. Artwork doesn't have to cost a fortune, and it can absolutely, completely 100% transform your space. If all you do for starters is stay away from generic mass-produced stuff, you're already well on your way. Oh, and also as a side note, please stop using these prints. Thin curtain panels. There are a lot of things that can go wrong with curtain panels. I did a whole video about that. It got like 1.5 million views or something like that. So there's some good tips in there that I think people find useful. But I would say the worst offender of all the curtain mistakes are when you have very thin curtain panels. Well, actually short curtains is pretty bad too, and crooked rods. But no, thin curtain panels are the worst. If you want more information about all of that, check out my curtain video. I'm not gonna go into it here. All I'm gonna say is that you don't need to get custom curtains made to have thick, luscious curtain panels. All you need to do is get an extra panel on each side and sew them together, and that will make it so that when you close your curtains, they still have folds, and that looks so much better than having like a piece of toilet paper hanging on either side of your windows. All right. Contact paper on countertops. I understand the allure of contact paper. Many DIYers have made amazing transformations with the stuff. And sure, you could go ahead and use faux marble contact paper, but the moment it starts peeling or bubbling, or if you cut it incorrectly, it's gonna look really bad. Personally, I'd rather look at an outdated surface than look at a peeling, bubbling, poorly cut piece of contact paper, which is just gonna drive me absolutely insane every day. It's one thing if you're doing it for an Instagram post or a YouTube video where nobody's gonna see it that close up and you can hide all the imperfections, because trust me, there are gonna be imperfections. And like, I'm sure there are some people that are like really good at applying the stuff without any issues. If that's you, then fine, go for it if you like the look of faux materials. That's another thing. Like, it doesn't look like real marble, it looks like fake marble. So if you're okay with that, I think it looks cheap. But if you're okay with that, then go for it. But in my opinion, the cost, the time, and the effort that you need to spend applying contact paper properly, if you can get it applied properly, is just not worth it. One other thing you could consider doing, if you don't want to use contact paper, you can't replace your countertops, and you just can't stand looking at them as they are every day, is to paint them. There's plenty of information online explaining exactly how to do that. All you need to do is follow the correct steps, and it is absolutely possible to pull that off. Mismatched kitchenware. When you open your kitchen cabinets, do you see this? Unless you're following a very intentional color palette and you're following a design style and you're expertly matching all your pieces with a designer's eye, then sorry to say, but mismatched plates, cutlery, and glassware is usually not a very good look. Do yourself a favor, hop on over to IKEA, spend $25 and buy yourself a matching 18-piece set and donate the mismatched stuff. It will look so much better, and it will make a better impression on guests when you have them over. When you see a sad, pancakey pillow, it just doesn't scream luxury hotel. Rather, it reminds you more of a hostel or a motel. Trust me, I know. I have slept in a lot of sketchy places in the past to save money. Flat pillows are kind of synonymous with pillows stuffed with polyfill, which are like throwaway pillows, which usually you buy at the dollar store that say namaste in bed. So if you're a flat pillower and you're not deliberately using a flat pillow for health reasons, I would strongly urge you to treat yourself today, buy yourself a new pillow, take your flat one, donate it to an animal shelter or somewhere that might be able to use it, and you'll see that not only will you feel a lot better, but you'll also make your bedroom look a lot better as well. Clutter. Come on guys, you know this by now. If you're keeping a bunch of dusty knickknacks, stacks of paper, just things that you need to deal with all over the place, it's gonna cheapen the look of your home right away, straight off the bat. If the thing doesn't serve a purpose anymore and you're keeping it just in case, then it's gotta go. Get it out of there. I understand a lot of people have problems with hanging on to things, and I mean, so long as you're not like bordering hoarders territory, it's fine. Just take a plastic bin, organize your crap, put it in the bin, get it out of sight and out of the way. Just doing that alone will help the look of your home so much, I promise you. All right, if you got this far, thank you so much for watching. Unbelievably, we've hit almost 100K on this channel. I can't believe it. Thank you so much if you're one of the people that has been following along on this bizarre YouTube journey. I hope you stick around to see what happens next. Follow me on Instagram, and remember, it's your house, do what you want. I just make videos.